Welcome back again. We have the new Holland CR9 combine. So we've just cleaned the barley out of the shed, and then to make use of the shed so that the shed isn't empty, we're holding a bit of a training session for the Macdon header, which is what we're going to have a look around in a minute, and then we're going to have a look around the combine. So I was asked by Macdon to host a bit of a training event for a bit, so that's what we're doing. So let's go and have a look round. To start with on this, it's the flex draper header, so that means the whole thing flexes. So when you pick it up, it sort of, the whole front of it like smiles at you. So the knife bar, if you look down here, you can actually see it's slightly bent, so it'll follow the field. So if you've got a bit of a hump in the middle of the field, it'll follow it over the top of it. So it's quite unique, really. It's there are a few other companies that do it, but Macdon's sort of the original one. When you go to America or Australia, I think every single header on a combine over there near enough, I don't know how much percentage, but every time I've seen a combine out there, it runs one of these Macdon headers. Got these plastic fingers. This is the reel. Can I pull that round? Like that. You see them flicking over the top like that, look. Probably start it up in a minute and give it a bit of a run. And then it's got draper belts, so what it does, obviously the knife cuts it, it lays the crop down, pulls it along here like this, obviously that way pulls that way pulls this way, hits the central belt, which then feeds it up into there. And then just here, and just there, the other side, they're your flex points, so it literally, the middle part is fixed, and then the outsides, they go like that. A bit like me going whoop, whoop, whoop. The whole thing's hydraulically driven as well, so there's only one PTO shaft, which is from the combine to the gearbox, and everything else is hydraulically driven, so you haven't got any PTO shafts down the side or anything. It's all done by these pipes. So if we take a walk round here, we'll go and have a look. Doesn't this look smart under this combine? Turn the lights on. I think that's my favourite bit, turn the lights on. But if we have a look into this, look, there's some engineering in here. So from here is where the PTO shaft comes. It takes its power, it takes its drive, goes onto this, into this gearbox here, which is basically a hydraulic pump. And then inside here, this is like the rear frame that holds everything. The hydraulic oil is actually inside there, so that's quite clever. Pipes everywhere, isn't there? All down here. A lot of adjustment as well. Everywhere you look, you can sort of adjust it to suit a different crop. Even on the middle there, we can move the whole cutter bar. We can angle the belts like forwards and backwards, depending on where you want. Even got these little wheels on the floor. They run on the floor and follow the crop. Can we see that bit? Can we see that bit at the back there where it flexes? I don't think we can, because there's all this stuff in the way, isn't there? And the great thing about this is, it'll fit any combine. So there's like a little, just in here, there's like, you can change this part just here so that any combine will fit it. So outside we've got a axle flow case, and all we'll do, we'll just change that. I don't even know if we have got to change that actually. I think we can just fit that straight on. So what I'm trying to say is it's interchangeable to any combine. So right, let's have a look around here. What we got up here, they're all pretty much the same sort of concept, but they are a little bit different. I do like these lights. Unloading auger chains up here, these bits here so we can get inside of it and have a look. A lot of drive belts as well. We'll go up and have a look at the engine in a minute. What else have we got around here? Look at these tyres, right up to the size of me here, look. If we take a look in the back of the machine, we've got lights inside there as well, and we can just see down the bottom there, those half moon shapes, they're the rotors, because it's a twin rotor machine, not a straw walker machine. These are the sieves which all the corn falls through. We've got the same lights as before, so we can see everything at night. See that big belt up there, look? That's a rotor drive belt. Huge, isn't it? Look at these tracks as well. I always think they look quite cool on tracks. Yeah, That light just gone off? Oh, it must be on a timer. Engine under here. Massive engine, isn't it? I suppose it needs to be for the amount of power it needs. What is it? Just says New Holland on it. Not sure if it's a New Holland engine or if it's a different one. Right, let's go and have a look in the grain tank. Right, we're going in the grain tank. In we go. There's the window, look, that goes through into the back of the cab. I'm hoping this grain tank makes me look small. It's very big in here, isn't it? I don't know how much corn it holds. I don't really know too many specs on this machine because I'm not really a New Holland person, but it's a very impressive machine. Everything's surprisingly light on this machine as well, because if you look here, everything's actually made out of aluminium. So there's not actually that much to it. It's like a frame, and then it's got the belts mounted on it, and then around the outside it's just got this aluminium sort of tin to stop it from the crop from escaping. Easy how it works, isn't it? I'm not used to anything this big. I'm used to like little Massey combines. So I'm just trying to figure out which one does which. That's tilting it left and right, and that one's up and down. And if you look behind us, you can see in that grain tank we're in a minute ago. And then if we look down here on that bit, when I tilt it left and right, you'll see it all flexing. I just like pressing these buttons and watching it do stuff, to be honest. Right, let's lift it right up again. So this is actually 41 foot long. So this stands for Flex Draper. And then that is the model. Is Simon, is that right? Simon, the model is number 2? FD2, so 2 series. There used to be an FD1. Simon's the expert. He's here training everybody. So yeah, Flex Draper, 2 is a series, 41 foot. So that's what that stands for. So they actually do a 60 foot, but there isn't any in the UK, but we have actually got a picture of one just here because it is absolutely colossal. Simon's just making a couple of adjustments. I mentioned earlier there's a case axle flow outside. There's also this swather as well, the Macdon M1170. So we're going to be having a look at that as well. So that's going to have to be in a different video. So I'll try and keep them separate. So one for this combine, one for the case axle flow, and probably one for the swather as well. But yeah, we just had a nice little look around. Bit of a weird relationship the way this come about, really. The Macdon, before Macdon were established in this country, before they had any dealerships or anything, I actually had a call from Australia actually, and this chap rings up and says, "Oh, I want you to work on a sensitive engineering project." I was like, all right. Next thing you know, it was the FD1 that turned up at the time. So this FD1 turned up at the time, and yeah, that was the end of that. It's the start of a relationship, and now I do bits and bobs like this, and I quite enjoy it. We get to have a look around some cool kit, and by doing this as well, it also provides the relevant training that people need. So Simon, who we just saw a minute ago, he's in charge of it all. So we set this up here, and then so like for the first few days, we'll have the New Holland dealerships coming over. So each dealership who sell these Macdon headers, they'll get the sales team round, and then they can show them how to change bits, and so everyone's trained and understands how to work it, have a look at the software, troubleshooting, all sorts of bits. And then what will happen over the next few days, we'll get the case combine in because they run the same header as well. And then we'll have a look and show them, and then we'll have a look at the swather, and so on and so on. Because there's nothing worse than when a sales rep turns up at a farm and they don't really know how it works either. So that's why it's quite important to do this sort of stuff so everyone understands how it works. Everything can be set up so you get the best performance out of the machine as well. So I'm just going to play you some of this video footage of the Macdon headers running because obviously we're not at harvest time at the moment, so we haven't got anything to cut, which is a bit of a shame. But you can see they cut incredibly low to the ground So if you've got some weather damaged crop that's all laying on the floor and a normal header won't pick it up, one of these ones will. They can get really close to the ground and near enough kiss it, and they can pick it all up. So obviously that's really good, you know, save your crop. And also as well, they actually increase the performance of the machine by about 15% with the way they feed into the front of the combine. You can quite clearly see from these videos how well it's working, picking the laid down crop up that's been damaged by weather. Also, I forgot to say, these are actually built in Winnipeg in Canada. And I was promised a trip to the factory before COVID, but that obviously never came off. And if any of you guys from Macdon's watching, there's the hint. So thank you very much for watching, and I will be seeing you in the next video with the case combine or the swather. And don't forget to subscribe and give me a bit of a like. All the support helps, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you, and bye-bye.